Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Commander's Crypt. We've got another exciting adventure waiting for you today. Today, we're going to be talking about 12 budget replacements for the most expensive and most powerful cards in Magic, otherwise known as budget bombs. And I think you're going to enjoy this. This is going to be very good for your pocketbook. I'm going to show you ways to have very powerful cards, but not have to spend the tens of thousands of dollars that it would cost you to do so. So, yeah, if there's anybody out there, I'm going to do a couple PSAs and we'll get on it. If there's anybody out there that's doing cosplay, please contact me and we will get your images on the channel. And please like and subscribe. You're going to really like this channel. Here at the Commander's Crypt, our motto is that we don't want to just be another Commander channel. We want to be a Commander community. And you'll see, we love Magic. We love playing Magic. And the plan is to put together a nationwide, worldwide community of Commander Crypt's disciples and work toward causes and that kind of thing. So without further ado, we'll get into it. So as you can see here, I've got the Polluted Delta, one of the fetch lands. I haven't even checked the prices on these for a while now. I think you can get, and they've been reprinting them a lot, which helped with the price of these things, but they're still pricey. I think they're probably at least $20, and that's going to be for the marginal ones. So for $20 or $30, you can get a fetch land, or for a quarter or 50 cents, you could get something like grasslands from the Mirage block. Now, it's not going to, you're not going to be able to crack it as soon as it comes into play, but it's very cheap and still very good. It still allows you to fetch for duels and that kind of thing. It says grasslands comes into play tapped. Sacrifice grassland, search your library for a forest or plains card, put that card into play, shuffle your library afterwards. This is a very, very, very good card, very cheap, probably less than $1, maybe 50 cents. You put this in your deck and you play it first turn. Second turn, during your up tap step, you crack it immediately to thin out your deck, and then play your second land, and now you're ahead of the game. So very, very good card. Mirage has the whole set of them, so check those out. Next card we're going to talk about is Bribery. Bribery is a $30 card. And you can replace it with Inevitable Betrayal. It is a suspend card, suspend 3, so for 3 turns it doesn't go off. The casting cost is 2 blue, 1 colorless. Search target opponent's library for a creature card and put that card onto the battlefield under your control, then that player shuffles. Now, this is much, much cheaper. As you can see here, this is an alternate foil. I think I got this for $2. Briberies are going for at least $30, and Bribery is a very strong card. In a lot of ways, this could be a better card depending on what type of deck it's in. If it's in a Cascade deck, you won't even have to pay mana to cast it, and you'll be able to cast it immediately. If you look here at the top right corner of the card, there is no mana symbols there. The mana symbols are there at the suspend part, at the text box of the card. And so if you're playing Idris or any other Cascade effects, this could cascade right into it and cast it immediately. And then you can go through your player's deck, see what he's got in the whole deck, and take the best creature out. This is a very, very good replacement for a very, very good, much more expensive card. I would potentially pick them up. Next, we've got Profane Tutor. Profane Tutor, same thing. This just came out, and Demonic Tutors are going for probably $30 or more, depending on which ones you get. So this is another budget bomb where just for, again, I got this alternate foil for $2 or less, and it does the same thing. And just like Inevitable Betrayal, you can cascade it in right into play and not have to wait for the suspend cost, and not even have to pay to cast it. So there you go, another good replacement for Demonic Tutor. Next, we've got replacement for Blood Moon. Blood Moon is getting up there in price as well. One of the strongest cards in Magic. This card shuts down whole decks, not just whole decks, whole tables. When this comes down, if you don't have any basics and you're not in red, you're screwed. It says all non-basic lands becomes mountains. This is the white border version. I know the original dark versions are going for $140, so I'll have to check the price on the white border Blood Moons. But instead of paying $50, $140, you can use Magus of the Moon. He is a very good card. Same thing, 1 red, 2 colorless, non-basic lands are mountains. You're going to see there's a lot of Maguses in here, because what Wizards of the Coast did is, after they saw that people weren't able or weren't going to pay all the money for the most expensive and powerful reserve cards, they started making Maguses to emulate some of those cards. And this is one of them. If you boots him up or grieves him up, you're pretty much golden, and just a couple dollars compared to the enchantment. Next, we've got Wheel of Fortune. These cards, last I checked, are about $350. We've got a few different viable options for Wheel of Fortune. All players must discard their hand and draw 7 new cards. Okay. Like I said, this card goes for $350 or more. Some replacements that we have for it is Reforge the Soul. If you have top deck manipulation, you can play this for its miracle cost for 2, so it's cheaper. Does the same thing. Each player discards his or her hand and draws 7 cards. This foil I think I got for $5 or $7. They've probably gone up since then, but just a couple dollars compared to $350. Another possible replacement for it is Wheel of Fate, just a couple of dollars. Again, another one of those suspend cards. You can, this is in my Yidris deck, you could cascade right into this and have it go off immediately. Same thing. Each player discards his or her hand, then draws 7 cards. Wheel of Fate's just a couple dollars last I checked. Magus of the Wheel, same thing. Good thing about Magus of the Wheel is you can use him at instant speed. So in some ways better, much cheaper and better than Wheel of Fortune. Next, we've got Moat. This is one of thank God I got one of these 15 years ago. These are one of the most powerful, expensive cards in Magic. 2 white, 2 colorless, non-flying creatures cannot attack. So same thing, Magus of the Moat is a very good replacement for Moat. Moat is $1,500 last I checked for the English version, and probably $500 or $600 or $700 for the Italian version. But same thing with Magus of the Moat. You play him, you get the same effect, and if you have ways of protecting him, like Indestructible or Mother of Runes, or you're able to put some kind of greaves or boots on him, it's going to be the same effect. Very powerful attack. effect. Creatures without flying can't attack. Next, we've got Time Twister. This is a foil version, but I do have the real thing. It is the only Power 9 cards that is legal in Commander. But it is a very, very good card for a few reasons. It says, set Time Twister aside in a new graveyard pile, shuffle your hand, library, and graveyard together into a new library, and draw a new hand of 7 cards, leaving all cards in play where they are. Opponent must do the same. This is a very good card if you are, let's say you're in a blue artifact deck, and first turn, everybody has kept their hands because they've got, all their lands or whatever that they need in order to start the game. Let's say you play this, you play an island and a few fast mana artifacts and a few things down. You've just got a couple cards in your hand now. You cast this and you replenish your hand. You've got a board state and nobody else does. So very, very powerful. The various versions, I think the white border version of this is probably about a $2,000 card, and then it just goes on up from there. But the replacement that we could do for that card would be Commit to Memory. Commit to Memory is just a couple of dollars. As a matter of fact, I just put them out in one of the new precons that just came out for New Capenia. And there's a couple ways that you can do this. It's actually a very good card. In a lot of ways, maybe better than Time Twister. Let's say you play this, you bounce a spell back into somebody's hand that's just going to be devastating for you, and now memory is in the graveyard. Memory has Aftermath. Each player shuffle his or her hand in graveyard into his or her library, then draw 7 cards. So it's the same Time Twister effect, but there's some hijinks and shenanigans and tomfoolery that you can pull with this card. One thing you could do is discard it into your graveyard and then cast it from your graveyard as a sorcery. Or you could Snapcaster Mage or Torrential Gearhulk into it and have it go off at instant speed out of your graveyard. You can do that because half of the card is an instant. So there you go. This replacement for the Time Twister is just probably like 50 cents. Next, we've got Phyrexian Yawgmoth's Will. I dug around. I couldn't find mine. I'm going to have to pull mine out. Last I checked, they were going for $600. Magus of the Will. I just got this foil for $2. 1 black, 2 colorless. It is a 3/3 creature that says 1 black, 2 colorless. Tap it, exile Magus of the Will. Until end of turn, you may play lands and cast spells from your graveyard. If a card would be put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, exile that card instead. So Yawgmoth's Will is one of the most powerful cards in Magic. And in some ways, this might be better because you could do this at instant speed during Phyrexian. Yawgmoth's Will is a sorcery. And you could fire this off at instant speed. So if you've got some instants in your graveyard, you could do it that way. So very good replacement for Yawgmoth's Will. Yawgmoth's Will about $600. Next we've got Gilda Drake. I remember when these cards came out, you couldn't give these away. Nobody wanted them. So I picked up a bunch of them. Gilda Drake is 1 blue, 1 colorless, flying. When Gilda Drake comes into play, exchange control of Gilda Drake for target creature one of your opponent's controls, or sacrifice Gilda Drake. This is so good because you can blink it and take multiple creatures. It's a $350 card, but we've got a budget replacement for it called Shield Broker. Now, he's a little bit more expensive to cast, but he's not $350 either. You could probably pick him up for just a couple of dollars. 2 blue, 3 colorless. When Shield Broker enters the battlefield, put a shield counter on target non-commander creature you don't control. You gain control of that creature for as long as it has a shield counter on it. So, in some respects, this might be better. You put a shield counter on a creature from Shield Broker, and now the creature is yours, and it has totem armor, which means that your opponent could get it back. But for just 50 cents to $1, you can get a replacement for Gilda Drake, and you can do the hijinks and the shenanigans that you could with the Gilda Drake, and do that. So that is a fantastic replacement for Gilda Drake. Next, we've got Tabernacle of Pendrive Vale. Again, thank God I bought one of these 17 years ago. I got it for $150. These go for $4,000 to $5,000 now. Very powerful effect. All creatures now require an upkeep cost of 1 colorless in addition to any other upkeep cost they may have. If the upkeep cost for a creature is not paid, the creature is destroyed. Very, very strong card. A replacement for this would be Mists of Pendrive Vale, which is an enchantment for 1 blue, 3 colorless. Those are kind of pricey too. Probably $15 to $20 last I checked, but the other replacement that you could do for that would be Magus of the Tabernacle. Again, one of those Magus effects. For 1 white, 3 colorless, all creatures have at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice this creature unless you pay 1. It works toward that white taxing players thing that it does a lot. And it's got a huge defense. He can block just about anything. So Magus of the Tabernacle is only going to be a couple of dollars, in opposed to $5,000. Next, we've got Netzel Primal Tide. I've talked about this card before. I love this card. It's in my Umezawa deck, and he's very, very strong. And he's not that hard to put out either. 7 mana really isn't that crazy compared to what he does. He is a 7/7. So for 7 mana, 2 blue, 5 colorless, he is a legendary creature, Elder Dinosaur. Netzel Primal Tide can't be countered. So what you would use to Netzel to replace with would be Consecrated Sphinx. Consecrated Sphinx is just 1 less more to cast. It's a 4/6, but it's easily killed and can be countered. Netzel can't be countered. Netzel also says you have no maximum hand size, so it helps you there. And it says whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, draw a card. And then it says discard 3 cards, exile Netzel, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So he's a 7/7 battle cruiser. I absolutely love cards like this. It's not going to draw you 2 cards for every time an opponent draws a card, but it will draw you a bunch of cards, and you won't have to have a reliquary tower or anything else like that to have a bigger, no maximum hand size. And he is a 7/7 beat stick that pretty much can't be taken out of the game. So there you go, Netzel Primal Tide. He's just a couple dollars compared to $40, $60 for Consecrated Sphinx. Snapcaster Mage. Very good card. 1 blue, 1 colorless. Flash. When the mage enters the battlefield, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback until end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. 1 card that we could replace. So Snapcaster Mage is $40 to $60 card or more. We can replace Snapcaster Mage with Mission Briefing. And in some ways, mission briefing may be better. I just bought a foil for $5. Mission briefing has surveil too, so that allows you to look at the top two cards of your library and then throw them into your graveyard if you need to. And then that could be more instants or sorceries that you could cast out of your graveyard with mission briefing. So like I said, mission briefing foil is about $5. Snapcaster Mage, more like $50. So next we have the Library of Alexandria, one of the strongest, it's one of the Power 9 cards, just like a lot of these other cards are. Tap to add one colorless mana to your mana pool or draw a card from your library. You may use the card drawing ability only if you have exactly 7 cards in your hand. There is the Magus of the library. 2 green, it's a 1/1 creature that has the exact same ability, and it's just, again, foils go for about $5. So there you go. That's my 12 budget replacements for the most powerful cards in Magic. I love making these videos, and I hope you like them as well. If you've stuck with us this far, go ahead and please like and subscribe. I promise you, we've got a lot of interesting things in store for the Commander's Crypt. We're going to pool our resources and help each other out. I'm about to break 3,000 subscribers. We're a very fast-growing channel. I'm very humbled and happy and pleased with that. And I want to say thank you to all of my new friends that have subscribed. What I plan to do in the future is make Magic the Gathering videos, but also make videos that help people when they watch them. For example, what I'm planning to do is when I break 4,000 subscribers, I plan to make a video detailing on how I was able to grow my channel as fast as I did, and discuss how any of my crypties that may want to do so as well, how to go about it, and how to put together a channel and edit it and thumbnails and all that kind of stuff. So that's the type of stuff that we do here at the Commander's Crypt. We're trying to help each other out. Another episode I'm going to do is I'm going to go out there and feed the homeless, kind of on the Mr. Beast tip. But yes, please stick with us. I think you're going to like what we've got in store. Here in a couple of days, Baldur's Gate comes out, and we'll have new precons to show you guys. What I'll do is I'll open a box of each one. That way, if you guys can't rush right out and get the boxes right away, you can experience opening a box with us, the Warlocks, here at the Commander's Crypt. Also, one more thing, I've got a website, commanderscryptnola.com, and I've also got a Patreon. All my Patreon money goes to feed the homeless or to the ASPCA. So that's it. No more PSAs. I'm out of here. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope to see you again soon. I will be posting another video tomorrow. So that's it. Have a wonderful weekend.